Okay, it says I'm live. Says I'm live. Fashionably late as usual. Give you all a wave. Of course, uh, unlike T-Rox, who does his regular Tuesday night live streams, I'm not set up with OBD software or whatever. I tried it once, failed. So I can't give you 5 minutes of pre-rolled music. But I can give you a slight 2-minute delay in getting going. All right, so, oh, 3 people watching already. Hello. I was going to have to waffle on for a few minutes before I start. Oh, g'day, Craig. Nice you call in, mate, before your Christmas party. How's it going over there? It's I just had a look. It's just a smidge over 30 degrees Celsius here, which is, oh boy, I don't know, 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, I don't know. Anyway, my final live stream of the year. Not that I've done many of them this year, but it doesn't hurt to do the occasional one. Oh, he went for a scoot. You're really going to have to do a video about that, as I did mention that, 3-4 years ago? More? When you got into them? Yeah, it's a beautiful day here too. It's slightly warm. May or may not go for a jump in the pool when I'm finished. We'll see. So I've got 1 thumbs up and 3 people watching. Because not everyone signs into YouTube to join in the chat. But I assume you can hear me okay and see me okay for my final live stream of the year. I've currently got the webcam's ring light on full because it is so dark in here. It's been driving me bonkers ever since the hailstorm that trashed everything. Hey, Brad, how you going, mate? Thanks for joining. Ever since the hail destroyed the skylights, it is really, really dark in this room. I've had to use this rotten thing lately, desk lamp, because it was okay for a week or 2. But the fluorescent lights in the skylight in this room, there's one in the other spare bedroom as well. Hey, these ones started to like blink, blink, blink. And that was during my construction of 3 or 4 days of the tornado video. And it absolutely drove me mental. So I pulled out a desk lamp, found a bulb from somewhere finally. Yeah, it's just not the same having a desk lamp show your keyboard. It's like, but. And I think what happened, I did finally last week, I pulled a bit of the, can't really show you, I could. Hang on, I'll show you. Alright, so up there is where they've put up some plastic sheeting and some gaffer tape. I pulled down that corner to get at the starter of the fluoro, just to see if it was that, but it's not that at all. So, yeah, and it won't be the tubes, both tubes at once. I would say what's happened because of all the ingress of water during the storm. It's created some surface rust at an earth point or ground or whatever. And because it's all going to be covered under insurance, hopefully, yeah, I'm not going to stuff with it. Nor am I going to get an electrician in to fix it. So hopefully they'll move their ass. It's been, you wouldn't believe me if I told you what a nightmare the insurance process was so far. It started off pretty good. First we had a guy from the insurer sent out from Mack, and he was really cool. But he went on the roof and we'd already covered the 2 smashed, destroyed, deleted skylights with some tarps. He went up and checked them and also recovered them. So yeah, if T-Rox ever does the brick video that I've donated a brick to the cause, you'll know why there's now currently less bricks downstairs than there were. But yeah, he was cool. Sometime later, maybe within the week, another really cool guy, awesome. He came and he apparently is the internal assessor. So he took photos, blah, blah, blah. Water readings. No water damage from this particular incident in this room that I call the office. But in the fourth spare bedroom, on that side of the wall, there was definitely. So he took readings. That's part of the claim. And then he brought in a big, massive fan to dry it, which he ran for 3 or 4 days, flat chat. And then came back and still some water. So he bought this big humidifier, ran flat chat alongside of the fan. So we will be hopefully reimbursed for the excess electricity used by the insurance company. They don't seem to have a problem with that, because we never used to pay for electricity here until, I don't know, only a few months ago, in the last 6 months, because the solar panels were enough to cover the usage of everything here, just the two of us living here. And that includes the aircon and the pool pump. They're the two biggest things. Of course, you've got your normal things you cook with. But right across the board, not just Brisbane, I guess, but the greater area, probably Australia, they've jacked up the prices of electricity, which I say is goes towards the stupid Olympic Games that no one wants. I better read some comments. When I saw your home videos, Ferny Hills, no. Ferny Hills is that way. No, I'm on the west side. I've doxed myself enough over the years. Just near Moggle or Bilberry, west side. The side where you'd think, because technically it's more upper echelon area, you'd think they'd have the best of it. No, phone reception is should I delete this bit and put it in the outtakes? Is absolute crap. Absolute crap, and it's got worse. So up on the Moggle shopping village on the hill, which I've done a few videos about, including the opening and the building of it from the drone a few years back, you'd think they'd put a repeater up there. No. It doesn't occur to them, or I don't know. Tornado. Okay. Jeez. Centered umbrella. Excellent. Yeah, well, I don't know. Look, hopefully they're not watching. I even had what I would class as a stalker here last year. Maybe. I found a under near the front gate, and this was just confirmed to the stalker that he was right or she was right. Preferred to be a she for some weird reason, although I shouldn't say that. I've had many experiences with females in my life. Yeah, not all that sane, I think, in retrospect. But I found a printed out, very poor quality compilation of very unflattering shots of me and things like that outside the front gate. The police were informed of all this and held together down with a rock, which didn't look like something from the area. So they've, I think, bought a rock to the area, placed it there. I mean, why do that? I can understand now. And there was no further thing. We have surveillance cameras. But I can understand if you think about, the Hollywood A-list as actors and things. Yeah, okay. I've been doing acting on and off for 40 years. I'm not an A-lister. Not many people know about me in the grand scheme of things. But you can imagine famous people, how they just can't live a normal life. So, anyway. Nothing came of it, but, if the stalker is watching, or whatever you want to call him or her, don't do it again. Not appreciated. At first I thought it was a joke from somebody. I checked with people and, don't do that stuff, because it can land you in trouble, trespassing, etc. But I digress. Didn't particularly worry me. It just concerned me that somebody would do that. So moving on, so the lighting in here is absolute crap. Not good at all. G'day to the other 7 people watching. Yep. With the 7 watching, please give a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. Yeah, so hopefully they'll. Yeah, it's been a bit of a. G'day, Bob. How you going, mate? Nice to see you. Thank you. Where's that dude? Alan. Yeah, Alan will probably jump in if he's not busy. Alan in New Zealand. I knew he meant. Yeah, crazy. I won't go into it. It's too complex. The after then anyway. So we had the initial internal inspector. He went around. Then we later on had a guy do the external. It's the way it is, and he also did the roof, etc. Turns out they're going to replace, well, surprise to us, the roof over the deck, aka Studio A, as I've been calling it for years. And yeah, didn't even know it was damaged. Apparently it was. So over the rest of the house, and this is unfortunate it didn't get damaged because we could do with a new roof, but it's clip lock. It must be bloody solid stuff because there's no apparent hail dents there, but there's quite a lot on there above the deck. So they're apparently going to replace that roof. Okay. No damage to our solar panels because it's a flat roof, which are terrible things. But they're mounted on like an axis, so they point kind of that way, which I guess is the azimuth of the sun at the peak of summer. But anyway, they are going to apparently check them with an infrared detector to see if they're damaged, but no visible damage anyway, unlike a lot of people in the area. And I was speaking to someone yesterday. Yeah, well, that's true. You just keep watching. Yeah, he, speaking to someone yesterday, and his mate has had his solar panels trashed. They've quoted him October next year. So basically almost 12 months waiting for new solar panels. I mean, they make them by the millions in China. Anyway, but I guess, everyone's been clobbered. So mostly solar panels continue to work. They might be down a little bit, even if they're smashed, unless you've broken an actual circuit. Pretty thick glass though, really. Even when I look around the area, the ones that have all been peppered. Yeah, pretty solid stuff. So yeah, so probably no new solar panels, which I wouldn't mind because these are easily 10 years old. And not that many years after they were new. You check the power output, it's like dropped. In theory, they're 5,000 watts or 5 kilowatts, but you're really flat out getting 1,500, maybe 1,800 at the very best in the middle of the day. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So unfortunately, they no longer cover the electricity, so no free electricity. Yeah, all sorts of other things too. Craziness with the insurance. Apparently, we just found out on Friday, the case manager or whatever that was on our case, apparently she left because we had a new guy call. And yeah, he kind of just said, "Oh, she's no longer with the company." And I said, "Maybe she suicided under the stress." I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully they'll sort things out. Yeah, there's a lot more damage than I showed on the video. The video did pretty well. It's almost 40,000 views, and one of my better videos this year. It's a bit sad, but anyway. Sometimes spontaneous ones do well. Yeah, sometimes the planned ones, they don't do very well. And in fact, often they don't do very well. So, having said that, apart from the supermoon, which I hurriedly put together last night, I didn't even know about it till the evening, which hasn't done very well anyway. My next planned video, I've now filmed it and filmed other components of it. I won't go into it because then you definitely won't watch it, and you probably won't watch it anyway, most of you, because it's ended up being really, really long. But I go behind the reasons I will tell you this, anyone that's been aware of my little posts or even my chat with Gizmo on our Walkabout Creek video 3-4 weeks ago, watch that if you haven't. It was really fun to do. Gizmo's a great guy. And yeah, it's I've lost the train of thought. What day and time and year is it? Where is it going, folks? Let me read some comments. No more comments. No one's helping me out. Yeah, basically, I have finally fixed my car, the issues, and you will not believe, if you watch the video, what the hell the problem I found. By pure accident, and then using my non-AI brain and logic, I went, well, if that caused that, then maybe you'll see. And I pondered, well, how am I going to put this together? And it's factual. You need to get straight to the point with videos, or else people just flick away. And I thought, well, yeah, you can't really. I can't give you the full story with just a short blah, blah, do this, blah, blah. Yeah. So I've gone, well, stuff the algorithm. If people watch it, they watch it. I know if Johnny was still around, he'd watch the whole thing. Craig will probably watch it. I don't know about the rest. Maybe Puppy Breath. But anyway, you'll find out if you're having or have ever had issues with cars and you cannot get it sorted out by a professional, or you cannot sort it out yourself, this is what I did. And I've waited a good while before declaring it officially fixed until I've done like 20 drives, and yeah, I believe it's fixed. And guess what it cost me? $13 actually. You'll see. I won't give it away. I may have told Craig about it. Yeah, but very few people know. So yeah, I'll probably either put that. I'll have to time it because, as I mentioned on the post, like we're already on the sixth day of December, 2025. It's 20 days until 19 days until Christmas. So the few videos I have left, I'm going to just have to like put them out there. Because of course there's the outtakes video I'll probably put up after Christmas Day, and watch my subscribers fall off because there's going to be some swearing in it from the outtake frustrations. Just the way it is. Life's always fun. Yeah, it's just like I say in the car video, working on cars is such fun. But sometimes you've got to do it because you either throw thousands of dollars at people that should be able to work things out and don't always. No disrespect to them, but random faults, they're a nightmare. Yeah, so I'll work it out. I'll stagnate it. Either this week I'll put that out, or on the weekend coming. And I will try to film one more that I've meant to film all year. I couldn't in winter because I'm going to get into the pool for one little comedic shot for what it's worth. And in winter, there's no way of getting in an unheated pool. So I'll try and squeeze that in if I can. If not, I'll roll it over into the new year, which is pretty close. Yeah, so what's everyone been up to? 4 people now watching. 5 thumbs up. We've worked it out. That means it must have been either more people watching before and have left because I'm boring, or it's a phantom thumbs upper, like Peter the Phantom Puller from Blankety Blanks with Graham Kennedy. Oh no. Yeah. Well, cars can send you broke real quick, mate. Just like houses. Definitely. And you think, I should get this fixed out here. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a builder's job, not a small one. It's like, man, I could spend the money on so many other things. That's what it is. Yeah, that's pretty rotten, isn't it? Anyway. Oh, you've got to insure it, mate. Just ring around and get quotes like I've always done. because you'll find some insurance companies will give you a substantially better rate than others. When I had my 2 Corvettes and my Harley, I put them all at the time, different thing, probably. Not Shannon's. Everyone said, oh, Shannon's. No, Vigil it was at the time. Don't know who they are, if they've changed. Yeah, Craig knows. Yeah, but even on my Ford, I've changed several times with that. In fact, I just rang them the other day and said, the renewal's coming up. Can you squeeze any bit extra? I can't. So you did say the only thing you can do is, like, if you bumped up the excess voluntarily by $200, that'd bring the monthly repayment down by about $7. And I thought, well, yeah, because I used to just, with all the cars, even when I had 7 registered vehicles, pay, it was like $1,000+ a year. This is nuts. Why do you think I got rid of most of them eventually? But yeah, it's monthly. It's easier to balance. It's just, even though it costs you a bit more than an annual one. But yeah, I went, well, okay, I'll pay 900 excess instead of 7. Like, if I've got to spend that much, what's another $200? Touch wood, everything goes okay. But as I joked about with the cool guy on the phone, okay. Obviously, I'm not too bad of a driver. I haven't had any accidents and things for decades. Never any bad ones anyway. Even in decades ago, I mean, I've never had a bad accident. But it's not that. It's like, you could park your car, go into the shop, come out, and some dickhead's bloody rammed into it and done a runner. It's other people you have to watch just as much. Yeah. So yeah, check around. You have to have it insured, mate. You really do. I remember, I'm never going back many decades. An old mate I had passed away about 10 years ago, probably, or more. Yeah, I remember him telling me when I was really quite young that his brother had a brand new car, and he had it for years and years and years. I think it was a Honda Zot. So, like, yeah. Anyway, the day he cancelled the insurance, he got wiped out. Yeah, necessary evil, just in case. Well, like, hey, if we didn't have, and it's not cheap, if we didn't have the house and contents insured here, yeah, I couldn't imagine how many thousands it would cost to do it. If it was just one thing, like the smashed windows, yeah, I'd get quotes. I know someone that knows somebody that's a glazier, and maybe he could do a good price. But yeah, it's not just that. It's the skylights. It's a whole lot of things outside, and now apparently the roof. And the insurance is even going to replace the entire air conditioning in the bedroom, just because there was a small dent on the inverter outside. Okay, we're fine with that. If we're going to pay you $1,000, we're happy to get a brand new aircon with a couple of thousand, and some other things too. Some things I would just fix myself if we weren't insured. Some things, like the fence palings that got smashed off by hail, and they're going, or the external builder said, oh, it's pre-existing. No, it wasn't bloody pre-existing. And I wrote a letter back to them, and I said, I'm happy to do a statutory declaration, just so it's on the record. I do not like being called a liar. You want to get up my nose, you do that. And I know people. I know one person in particular that gets up my nose because he disputes every damn thing. Yeah. So I don't need to prove anything to anyone. That's the reality. None of you have to prove anything. Okay? If you can't take someone by their word, then, take a hike. I've been quite nice here. Otherwise, I'd say, anyway, yeah. Backlog. Oh, I know, the backlog, yeah. I don't realistically expect to get anything fixed before, or completely fixed before maybe 6 months. Who knows? I can live with most of it. Just come out and fix the damn fluorescent light, though, so I don't go off my head with this strobing. That's all. Just do that. First and foremost, yeah, I'm using a bit more electricity because I'm having to light in here, where normally, when in the daytime, the whole idea of these skylights is you don't need to have the lights on. And fluorescent tubes don't use a lot of power, but when you're having to do it like 8 to 12 hours a day in the office, typically, it adds up. And it's more than that, it just does your head in. Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, the guy told me his mate has been told 12 months before he gets new solar panels. Yeah. And the whole thing is like, not only did we have what was it, a month ago, the massive hail that you would have seen on my video. It's like, whoa, that was killer hail, literally. Yeah, but then we've had other hailstorms. We've had other, like, they're borderline tornado-like winds, they said, at Bribie Island. If you saw the news, you saw the car was flipped on the side. A storm doesn't flip a car on the side, you know? And it wasn't a cyclone because it was like, you know, fairly small area, relatively speaking. Yeah. So, yeah, not going to be a cheap, not going to be a quick process for sure. Anyway, it is what it is. And to be honest, I'd rather things like the glass and skylights not replaced until after we're past the official storm season. Not that there's a necessary season for storms, but you know, because otherwise you guarantee like they're all replaced, and it could be the next day or that afternoon another hailstorm comes in, smashes it all again. That's a fresh insurance claim. That's a fresh $1,000 excess. I'd rather they wait. Oh, hello, my dear. How are you? Haven't seen you on the live stream here for a long time. Hello, James. How you going, mate? What's happening in the waste storage place that went up in Sydney? What? I don't know if I saw that one. I'm in Brisbane, so we don't talk to Sydney, especially since they switched time zones and now they're on daylight savings. It's like, oh no, it makes things hard. I may have seen it on the news. I don't always watch the news because, as I've said before in certain videos, it's like news. Well, how much news? That sort of thing you can usually trust, like a house fire. Oh, okay, houseworm. Yeah, other things like you always have to wonder what's the hidden agenda behind this? Who's pulling the strings? I don't want to get political. I don't tend to on my channel. The only thing I go about politics is I don't really take sides anymore. I just go, they're all pretty useless. The politicians, the ones at the top. It's like government. When I or we say, you know, the government, I'm not talking about the individual people that work there, the normal. I worked for the government for years, and I did a good job, conscientious job. I wasn't making the decisions about what changes the entire state or country. Yeah, so most people, they do their job and they try and, well, I'd like to think they try and do it with pride, like I did. Yeah, so when I say government, I don't mean the employees, just the relatively few, well, not so relatively few, is there at the top. Yeah, well, what did happen there? You may as well tell me so I don't have to watch the news. Waste storage place. It kind of rings a bell now I think of it. Ah, okay. I think I might have seen that one, yeah. I wonder what they were storing. Was it diesel or ammonium nitrate? Something rather explosive. Actually saw Angus Thornett, if I've said his name right. Some of you may have come across his channel because YouTube does that sort of thing. Always makes videos about Tasmania. He's a nice bloke. I have spoken to him. His latest video talks about an area of Tasmania I've not been. Well, not my 2 times I've been to Tassie. I've been meaning to go back for years. It didn't ring a bell, but he went into the past history, as he does on all of his videos. And apparently, they can't find where they are. I mean, they could if they'd used underground penetrating radar, etc. But apparently, the old gasworks that was removed has pipes there, and they contain cyanide gas. Nasty stuff. So it's just a matter of time. I was going to comment to him, but it's probably too late now. He's got thousands of comments. Yeah, they can with technology find where the pipes are, but I guarantee you, because it's like 100 years old, those pipes ain't in good condition, and they will already be leaking. And eventually, and I would pretty well say it's already happened, make their way up to the footpaths or whatever. Yeah, not good. Hell of a job. I wouldn't tackle it. Yeah, not good. And then they'd have to somehow tap it off and take it into a container, massive one. I believe the bulk of the area is currently a car park, so it's concreted over. So I'd be make sure those the joints are all sealed. Pretty dangerous stuff. That's a side note, because why not? All right. 6 thumbs up and 5 people. What's the ratios keep changing? What's going on here? Come on. Should be 1 for 1. 1 more thumbs up, 1 more person. Unfortunately, I don't usually get that many people watch my live streams. They tend to get watched on replay in days, maybe weeks, I don't know, coming. But yeah, it's just a casual chat. Anything else I was going to say? Yeah, I don't know, any questions about videos you've seen so far? So where are you, James? Are you in Brisbane or Sydney? I assume you're in Brisbane. Don't answer me then, fine. Come on now, why aren't you lightning faster than your keyboard? Look, the keyboard here. Why aren't you typing it fast? Because you type as fast as me? I understand. Those fingers? Yep. Oh, you're in the UK. Even further. Oh, there you go. What time is it there? It can't be the same time as here, which is 12:35 in the afternoon on Saturday. So I'm guessing it's early morning Friday. No, early morning Saturday. I don't know. It's hard to give it. Narangba, yeah. Yeah, there's some wild storms. Absolutely bloody wild. Australia's well known for them. 2:35 a.m. Okay, you should probably go to bed soon. But I appreciate you coming in. I genuinely do. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, the storms. It's also what I'd like to call shark season here in Australia. I mean, there's no particular season, but yeah, this time of year, warmer waters, sharks tend to be a little bit more prevalent. It's the way it is. I know when many years ago, when I was scuba diving, yeah, I used to think about the sharks a fair bit, especially the time, I think I said this in one of my long historical videos a few years ago. Yeah, I know, and there will be more attacks. T-Rox, Sir Rox is here. All hail to the T-Rox. And yeah, the moon last night, yes. If we get a large knife, we can cut it up and you can have your cheese on toast. In fact, somebody commented last night or this morning on it, saying T-Rox would like to get into this. And I said, yeah, I tried to tag you on it, but it doesn't seem to work in comments. Yeah, I said, yeah, next time you and I do a collab, we'll try and get up to the moon. We can smack it with a hammer. What do you reckon? I think the Chinese have been up there and smacked it with a hammer. Rare earth. Okay, T-Rox is here. Now we can start the live stream. 34 minutes in. Yeah, I was just talking about stuff, T-Rox. You can watch the replay to catch up. Yeah, sharks. 'tis the season to be eaten. Hang on, I should say that a different way because, yeah, that could mean other things. But like that, yeah, there's no specific time you can be eaten, but sometimes you get eaten more during summer, especially schoolies if you're down the coast. Moving right along. Oh, you go scuba diving. Yep, where I was going with that, Irukindji, yeah. Yeah, I've seen those rotten things. Very nasty. Haven't been stung, but yeah, a bus to the moon. Won't Elon or Electric Jesus, as T-Rock's call him, won't he sort of build a pathway to the moon? We can drive there in a couple of years. Hope they don't put a speed limit on them. Imagine doing 60k all the way there. Yeah. Imagine the fuel we would use. There's going to have to be a bloody fuel stop or electric charging ports for all the Tesla type vehicles. Yeah, I don't think I'll go to the moon. Anyway, it's right there. I had a guy. I'll get back to the sharks. Someone remind me. Yep, storm was bad. No, Gizmo's awesome. Yeah, he really is awesome. 50 cents cons. Is that what that means? Yeah, no, I had a guy here years ago. I was selling some Harley Davidson chrome exhaust pipes and mufflers. They were off I can't remember, a wide glide. Mine was a fat boy. Somehow I got hold of these pipes and I sold them. It was a really nice guy that came around to buy them. And but yeah, then he started to talk about the flat earth thing and the fact that the sun and the moon are just projected. That was, I didn't freeze the stream then. That was the look on my face. He was a really nice guy, but he was dead serious. Okay. So yeah, that moon we saw last night, the super moon, which started off really blood red, but by the time, you set up, so it's no longer over the city, so. And the second camera, it was a little bit too intense. I tweaked it down for the video, but too much. But yeah, so apparently that was just projected there. And it's not far, you can see it's only just over the city on the north side, so it shouldn't take long to fly there, surely. Yeah, bus shelter. It's I guess it's superfluous, but the air raid shelters we had around Brisbane, would they be handy? Well, not in their current form. The ones they've kept are just the roof, but they would have been closed in during World War II. Can we say that on YouTube without being blocked or banned? The W word? Yeah, that would have been okay. I'm not so sure it'd be giving you much protection from the sideways going hail that smashed us. Yeah. Unless they're made of clip rock, like our roof. Sandbags. Okay, yep. Yeah, so back to sharks. It is the season, more so than others. Be careful if you're swimming. We went round, popped into the place yesterday, and apparently he's been surfing. He's taken up surfing after many years. And I said to him, "Oh, nice to see you've got your arms and legs and head." Yeah, Albert Street. Yeah. You look back at the old pictures, which you can find, and they're in my the Brisbane River book. Excellent book. Maybe I don't know what doing a video on because I've done a few videos about books. Nobody watches really, but it's an excellent book I've had for many years. And they show also the pictures of Queen Street, all the streets, main streets in Brisbane CBD, the huge pipes that were fed apparently by river water in case they got bombed during World War II, and they were able to use them as sprinklers. It never had to be used, so they eventually took the pipes away. But yeah, they had air raid shelters. Sad, isn't it, that you've got to have those things? Unfortunately, most of the artillery and weaponry that's available now wouldn't really do much, would they? No. Yeah, that's pretty well how I think these days. I haven't been scuba diving for 20, no, more, closer to 30 years. But I have that deal too. I figure, well, you stay in the water. If I'm shopping at Woolworths or Coles, pushing the trolley down the aisle, and I see a great white in the aisle, then I'm going to have an issue. I will put in a formal complaint. Definitely. So yeah, it's not a bad deal. Having said that, when I've been sailing, which I used to do a lot, I never worried about sharks. Um, Certainly on the huge cruise ship, which was tied in with Rob's last video, we caught I think it was the second last, not the last. Um, what ship was it? I've got the lanyard in the bedroom. Um, Royal Caribbean, Legend of the Seas. That was the last large cruise liner, ocean liner, whatever, cruise line apparently, that could fit under the Gateway Bridge. Because as Rob said, his dad apparently had something to do with the saying of where to put it. He said, don't put it on the city side of the Gateway Bridge. So what they do? Put it on the city side of the Gateway Bridge. Of course, all the ships now, like, they've got to go out into the deep sea port. Yeah, especially, I saw a video with Simon Wilson, who's a huge channel. Especially if you can understand his speech, which I can. He went on the Oasis of the Sea, Oasis class. That's the latest, biggest, massive. I mean, our ship was massive enough. It was like a city, but this is it's like a mega city. Didn't feel the boat rock once at all. Simply felt a slight bump when they finally docked where he got off his destination. Yeah, it was fun though. Didn't feel any. Oh no, it did. I mentioned this on the video back. I think it was 7 years ago. We went, maybe a bit longer. It was pretty good because I was going, well, 10 days. What the hell are we going to do? Yeah, the time passes really nicely, and it is actually the cheaper way, if not the cheapest. Well, not the cheapest if you want to camp in the bush, but compared to if you fly somewhere, say whichever country, then you've got your motels every night. You've got your food. If you want to drive around, hike, most of us have done that many times. But the cruise ship, it pretty well covers everything. It's all inclusive, and fortunately, we got a balcony on the stern. Sorry, the aft, and no, it was the stern. So that was good. But everything was included. I mean, you could pay extra if you want certain things. Like there was one restaurant. I mean, they had quite a few restaurants. There was one really upper class restaurant. I went into it once with some of the people I met on the cruise. Yeah, you pay extra, and you pay extra for unless you buy a drinks ticket, you pay extra for alcohol. But I typically don't drink anyway. I've like 1 or 2 beers a year, maybe these days. And it's also a lot more expensive, and that's why everyone gets pissed on cruises. They buy the tickets, whatever they cost, a couple $100 or whatever, so they feel obliged to get them value worth. So on night one, whatever, everyone's tanked. You can tell the people that bought the alcohol tickets because they're all wasted. But we left the port of Brisbane. And that night, or the next night, as we went closer to Vanuatu, sorry. It's my second time to Vanuatu. Yeah, we caught the remnants of the, was it a hurricane? I was curious. I kind of wanted to experience a little bit of it, and I did. But only as much as like all night my eyeballs were rolling around my head because the ship was, even though it had stabilizers, the ship was like still, I was like, oh man, I couldn't sleep. It's like, just give me like 1 minute, turn off the rolling. My eyeballs were going in my head. Got through it, no damage to us. Apparently, the next day I was speaking to some of the staff, and a lot of people were like, hurling over the side because she was rocking. Not as bad as a small boat, but yeah. And like I said, the people that had the drinks tickets, they would have been hurling anyway. Apparently, no one fell overboard. Well, nobody reported them missing, so I guess they did a head count and went, oh, nobody's complained. International waters, who cares? Let me catch up on. Okay. Oh, g'day, mate. Sorry, I was waffling on, looking into the eye of the camera, and partially blind now from the intense ring, because if I turned it off, oh, you can still see me. I thought it'd be too dark, but just in case, let's complete the blindness. Nice to see you on my channel. Australian storm chasing. Tomorrow night and Monday. Yeah, I don't know. They keep changing, don't they? It depends. I no longer rely on BOM because they're bloody hopeless, as we all know. There's a couple of people that I've seen. One's a Kiwi guy, and he goes by a lot of the global models. Like, I don't know, is NOAA still active since it was deactivated? Anyway, he goes by the American models, and they tend to be the most accurate, all the computer projections. But I've got a little technique that you can't buy, and I don't know, I'm pretty good at predicting weather overall. Sometimes I stuff up. And I can just kind of tell. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Especially on the day. You know, you live somewhere long enough, you can feel, oh, it's humid today. It's like, yeah, good conditions for a storm. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm ready for them. Well, in fact, they're going to have to come and reassess the external because they stuffed up something in the insurance, what do you call it, scope of works. The report listed one thing in the scope of works. They forgot to mention the skylights. Yeah, no big deal. And a couple of things that were broken. So yeah, whether they reassess the outside, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know if we get smashed by hail and we'll lose another window. I suppose we could say, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this window. They got smashed as well. I don't think they'd buy that. No, new claim, extra 1,000 excess. Thank you. Bugger. £10 pom. Yep. Well, the woman of the house, her parents came over from Estonia. I'm sure. Did they? Maybe her mum, that was born in Estonia, was living in Germany when they came over. I don't know. I think that was before then, the £10 trip. But they had to stay in Waco. It's like a, not detention centre, but you know, they had the housing. To stay there until, I think, for a year. Till luckily her dad, who I met when I met her over 25 years ago, I met him before he died. Yeah, he managed to get work somewhere and save up enough for a deposit for a house, etc. And they did that. I'm not sure if people do that anymore. The ones that come over, especially if they come over by a certain way. But then, who can afford a house if they come over anyway? Unless they're from South Africa or something, they've got to pay. Some people that we know paid $80,000 to move to Australia from South Africa. Yeah, not cheap. Sorry, I'm just reading. I never applied for a passport. You're one of those aliens. You're the guy I saw in the bloody flying saucer over me a few years ago, which I did a video about. Yeah. Demetrius. Yeah, well, Cyclone's Oz, he's very good. Yeah. He's one of the guys, definitely. He's good. Oh, he's in Perth. Yeah, it was hot for a few days. Okay. The lump of wood, I've heard of that, I think. Or a stick, anyway. Yeah. Is it because when it gets moist, it sort of does something? I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked that up. A bit like water dividing. That's a weird thing. Apparently it works if you're a good water diviner, and I don't know if there's that many around. The thing actually moves, and you can make them yourself out of a bit of coat hanger wire, I think. I don't know if you have to magnetize it. Like another video I did that not many people have seen, magnetizing your tools, screwdrivers, etc. Very easy. I've done it since I was a younger fella. I don't know. Some people have the skill. My mum used to talk about, what was his name? He was a long-range weather forecaster, taught by Indigo Jones, was it? Or I don't know. Sometimes I can remember the name, but he was a very good weather forecaster, apparently. Yeah. What do you think of that, T-Rox? Okay. I'm glad you explained that. Yeah. Well, that would work. That is it. Would work. But that is a very good way of telling the weather, isn't it? And for those of you that are watching the replay just after I finish the stream and can't yet see the comments, Brad was saying that he has a piece of wood, lump of wood, hanging from a piece of string in my backyard. It's accurate at telling the weather. And apparently it's because if it's moving, it's windy. If it's wet, it's raining. If it's charred, there's been a bushfire. I don't think technology can beat that because that is accurate. And well, here's one then. Tie that in with my tornado video. If you get up in the morning and it's gone, maybe a tornado took it away. I've had a few comments from people going, well, it's bullshit. There's no tornadoes in Australia. And I go, okay, well, just look up the official records because officially there has been. And apparently there's a lot more than I even realised. Craig likes that idea. Craig, you need a piece of wood over in Western Australia to tell you the weather. Don't go by the Bureau. Classic. Love it. I'm going to click the laugh icon. There we go. Oh, 100%. Oh, I can even do that myself. I don't know, couldn't I? I don't know how to use some of these things. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, there you go. So I thought I'd do a live stream, last one of the year. I could have bullshit and went my very final ever live stream, but I can't do that. I tried that once on a video, I don't know, 7 years ago, whenever, probably longer. I went, I did a little bit of acting, if you like, at the beginning, going, I've had enough, this is it. I'm not going to replicate it now. But yeah, and then I went, until next time. And I went, oh, you kidding? You think I'm going to give this up? Indigo Jones, yeah. So I did get the name right, I think, didn't I? So was that the guy my mum was saying was the best weather forecaster, or was there someone else that was taught by him, or Indigo Jones was taught by someone else? Anyway, he got it right. Maybe he used a piece of wood like Brad. Deterred vampires. Yeah, well, I believe that. If it works, it works. If it works, is it really a silly idea? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I've nearly died in my life a few times, but I did get better. Yeah, okay. How's the thing on your head? How many stitches? I meant to ask you next time we speak. Had a few BCCs and other things cut off me. In fact, well, when I do that, I can see it. Finally, it's probably close to a year ago, I finally had one cut off my face. I could notice it, and it got bigger over a few years. Then it's time for it to go. I don't know if people noticed the change. I think I coordinated the videos I've shot in between the next one I published, so it healed a bit. Hey, Brian, how are you, man? Oh, sorry if I missed your comments. I didn't see you there. Yeah, well, my family, most of them I don't really mix with. I have a pseudo kind of default ex de facto family. Sometimes I see them, sometimes I go there. I don't really celebrate Christmas. Nor my birthday. SCC, that was it. Yeah, that's what I had. That's what this was. Yeah. Really good cream, by the way. Oh, really? Okay. Well, what's it called? I only finally used the last of it up a few weeks ago. I'll find it. I'll text or email you. Really, really good at helping scars recover. Really good. Shit, I used it for months. Something derm. Stratoderm. Yeah, strata as in high up, derm as in dermatology. Stratoderm. It's not cheap. It's not crazy expensive. Buy the bigger tube. I think 30 gram. It lasts like seriously close to like 6 months, and you only need a smear. It's just multiple sort of silicons. They don't actually know how it works, so who knows? Probably give you silicosis, but in the meantime, it'll heal your scar very quickly, or make it less obvious. So why not? Yeah. Anyway, okay. Cheers, Brian. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate that. You have a great Christmas too, or end of year, or whatever people want to call it. I don't care. I'm not religious. I don't hold it against people if they are. Not everyone's as smart as others. But yeah, anyway. No, seriously, I don't care. I don't care what people do so long as they don't hurt other people or harass the shit out of people with their ideas, okay? I really don't. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, even me. No, not Danker Rub. Don't fucking put Danker Rub on it. Are you kidding? Oh. I went to see a movie a few nights ago. See, I find movies that I've never heard of before. Some of them are classic. Let's see if I can. I'm switching screens. I'm being very, very on the edge level, bloody risky here. That I might stuff something up. I'll see if I can find the trailer. It was quite a funny movie. I think I found it on. It's only just been released. New. I think I found it on Wiz TV, or I might have seen it on Prime advertised. Okay, I'll find it in a sec. I'm watching a whole lot of shark things. I wish I could share my screen like I do when I'm on a conference call. Yes, I know you can on your OBD T-Rocks. Okay, I'm not using that. I'm using what works. It was called The Roses. I wonder if I play it. I won't, in case I hit the wrong thing. Anyway, it's called The Roses. If you see it, it's got a bit of swearing in it, but it's quite funny. I recommend it. Anyway, during one of that part, I think they mentioned something about putting something in a certain place that, yeah, it just reminded me. An old lady knew back in the 90s told me Savlon on the skin. Okay, yep. Okay. Yeah, that's plausible. Savlon's been around for a long time. When my mate Troy did my one and only tattoo, actually he was around yesterday, the day before. I did this is a short, like 1 minute video of him starting the outline. Yeah, I meant to say, do you want to refresh the outline because it's getting pretty faded. The colour's obviously gone years ago. Yeah, but he told me, all right, for about a week, I think I had to put not amylin, the one most of us had put on our bums and things by our mums when we were babies. Though that's probably okay. There's another one, sugar. It's in the ensuite bathroom. Something similar, but yeah, cover that because if you don't, it can all scab. So that's also a good cream. Okay. Catching up on the thing. Tornadoes from working out back. A fire tornado. Yeah. So did a lot of people during, was it a year ago or more now? And I was really worried about my mate Phil, which I did a long vlog about with. I think it was pretty funny. It's long, but if you guys want to laugh, check it out. He's been a mate of mine for many, many years. Yeah, didn't quite reach him. It came within about 1.5 kilometres. His wife and kid evacuated, but it was touch and go. But out there, yeah. And also, I remember go back a few more years. Remember the firestorms? They create their own atmosphere. Remember one flipped a bloody fire engine? They create their own atmospheres. Amazing. Yeah, hell. You're kidding. Try lifting up a fire truck, see how heavy it is. Try lifting a police vehicle when it's rolled. Talk about tornadoes. Okay. Wow, yeah. I've only seen this, well, I might have seen a water spout when I was sailing once, I'm not sure. Yeah, Black Friday, that's the fires. That's the ones I'm talking about, T-Rocks. Yeah, they were scary as hell. Tinker up. No, you should put Windex on it. Spray Windex, you know? My big fat Greek wedding. Oh, I cut myself. Here, spray Windex. Love it. Vaseline, yeah, that'll work. Hexachlorine? Yeah. Yeah, it's just to stop it drying out and going scabby, and you don't want an infection, so it's a barrier cream. Which, yeah, I might get him to touch that up because he's talking about moving to the Philippines, selling up and moving there next year. Oh, well, good luck to him. I hope it works out. As I said to him, it's going to be a longer distance for me to come visit because how he lives in Ipswich at the moment, it's like 20 minutes or so. Anyway, who knows what the future holds for any of us. Yeah. Yeah, those fires were bad. Remember, like, I do have some collated footage. It's had a fair few views back in the time about that. It's pretty nasty. Remember everyone in one area? I can't remember the area. They all went to the beach and then, like, they're basically surrounded by the fires. Like, nasty. Malakuta, that's the place I'm just literally thinking of. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it wasn't those. It was the Ash Wednesday fires of nearly 30 years ago. I was obviously slimmer, fitter, and much more go. I very nearly volunteered, even though I lived in Brisbane, had moved back from Canberra, very nearly volunteered to go and help fight the fires. But anyway, by the time I thought more about it, they're over. Yeah, nasty stuff. But mind you, having said that, I've got a mate in, must touch base with him again, in California. Sorry, the headspace is a bit off on this camera. It's hard to do everything yourself. Well, some things it's easy. Yeah, and as you know, it pops up quite often. Have I got a shadow here? What's it from? Probably the bloody shelf above it. There's a shadow. Hang on, I'll turn on my handy little desk lamp. Bing! Oh, fill light. Ah, it's too intense. No, maybe I won't turn the fill light. Oh, no, that's even worse. Okay, Ingy, switch off fill light. Now pour me into the blender. Can you ever reference there? Where the hell was I going with that? Oh, stuff like that. No idea. Bag of spanners, T-Rocks. Bag of spanners. What's this? It's hard to hide the mess. If I showed you over here, you go. I've actually still got. I threw up one of my old motorbike covers, really thick. I threw it over my junk there when all the hail and rain was coming in. I I've kind of left it there because they're going. I'm actually going to have to tidy up the office, I think, when they come and replace the skylight. I don't think they're replacing the ceiling of this one, but in the room next to me, yes, they're replacing the entire ceiling because there was water damage. There's some old, there's not bad old water damage here from years ago with the roof. Never get a flat roof place. It's just more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, all right, T-Rox, thanks for joining in, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, sorry, I can't do fancy OBD or OB, whatever thing like here. I can't play a music thing. Well, I could. It'd come through the speakers. But yeah, I was going to draw up a sign because I planned to start 5 minutes early to allow people to get a notice. And I was going to write up a sign. Stream will start in 5 minutes, but then I ran out of time as usual. Get the webcam out of the box because I don't keep it out here. It just get dusty. I only use it mainly for corporate gigs and stuff. But anyway, I'll speak to you on the weekend. And yeah, when you get your brick video out of the way, maybe we're now looking at the new year, are we, for going out and smashing some more rocks? I don't know. Well, maybe we could film it before the end of the year and put it up in the new year. Don't know. Things are getting tight now with videos. Anyway, and also it's like, why bother? You know, ad revenues go to plummet for now, but it doesn't affect people like us. The multi-million view people, yeah, they notice. Doesn't make much difference to us. It's like, well, you know, a quarter of a tank of petrol less. But anyway, I'll see you soon, T-Rox. Literally and otherwise. But yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you for joining in. Okay, you're heading to Brisbane. Wow. Oh, I'll beat you. I'm here already. Have to play with North Coast. Oh, shit, yeah. I love the North Coast far better than the Gold Coast. A few weeks ago, I had through one of the acting casting sites, I got a message to appear in what turned out to be a video, and I sussed it was like a YouTube video. He didn't say that at first, you know, how much. So I quoted him a professional rate, factoring in my time, travel, minimum 4 hours inside. Yeah, $750. And then I was met with silence. And then when I realized, I went and looked at his channel when he told me, he has like $750,000 subscribers. So I came back and I went, well, I can knock a few $100 off that, you know, if at least you link my channel in your description. Didn't come back. I went, well, see, I hate going to the coast, especially like I've worked down there so often in the hospital, well, the training hospital, whatever, at Griffith. Haven't worked there for about 5 years. And yeah, I don't know, I go there occasionally, but not very often. I've worked there so many times. I've worked on a yacht down there for years. Over it. So, sorry, where was I going to that point? Yeah, but anyway, I prefer the North Coast. That was my essential thing that I could have said in one line, couldn't I? I still plan to, and I'll wrap it up soon anyway, mate. Around about this time last year, maybe slightly earlier, I thought, shit, I really got to get away. I haven't been for 7 years, except maybe 6 years ago. One night we went up to Noosa to stay with Troy and his girlfriend and his whatever. Yeah, I don't class that as a holiday. So this time last year, I rang around, did a lot of website searching, and prices are ridiculous everywhere. It's like, you are kidding me. Places I used to stay at fairly regularly on the Sunshine Coast, Marucci, Caloundra. Yeah, are you kidding? I'm not paying that. And as two people said to me, you're literally better off staying at home. You've got everything here. You know, we do have a nice view, got a pool, whatever. I mean, yeah, you're right, but still I would like to go somewhere. Still got to come and visit you, Craig. I've only been to Perth once and I loved it. But anyway, we're going to New Zealand's moved to Australia. I love New Zealand. I've said this before. I had 3 sections, as they're called, 3 blocks of land there once, about 20 years ago. Ended up selling them. I've never looked up what they're worth now because I don't want to cry. But they've probably also gone up in price a lot too. I think I barely made my money back after I paid rates and everything. But it's nice to own a bit of New Zealand for a little while, a couple of years. I love the place. I've been there, I think, 16 times, if you count everything. But I'm also counting the one time we went to New Zealand, jumped on a plane to Norfolk Island, was it? No, the other island. Come on, not Norfolk. I've got some clips on there. Cook Islands. Yeah, so I count that. But been there a lot. Been pretty well everywhere, North and South Island. I love it. But yeah, I understand the economy's crap over in New Zealand. Is there a band here, or is it just... Maybe it's a shadow on the screen of my monitor on YouTube. Hang on. Oh, let's get it. No. See? It's there. It's above me. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't always do this, but... Anyway, so here we are, handheld. That's weird. Here we are doing a handheld webcam. Chat to cam. Yeah. The guy and his daughter put a bypass in our pool recently because the output pipe had been leaking. I patched it a few times. Did a workable job with it last 6 to 12 months and had to do it again. So anyway, we'd used him once for something else I can't remember. So we got him out. See, now I've stuffed up the framing. We got him out, and anyway, he ended up putting a bypass. I'll catch you later, by the way, too, Brad. Sorry for waffling on. Yeah, and anyone else that I haven't said cheers to, yeah, I'll catch you later, and I'll wrap it up shortly anyway. But yeah, no, he put a bypass, cut the pipe from the skimmer box to the filter to the pump, put another pipe, like blocked off with a plug the original output return line to the pool, and bypassed it with some proper PVC pipe. Unfortunately, the way it's laid out under the ground from previous assassinations, he couldn't go deep enough, so it's just under the surface. It's actually slightly proud of the level of grass. So I've got like several buckets full of dirt. I'll have to put some more in. There will eventually be a hump in the grass. It's workable. It doesn't have to be permanent, but the alternative, I think, is you get someone to actually drain the pool substantially, cut the concrete, put another pipe in. But that's not going to be cheap. That's thousands. And it's like, okay, he charged me $100 cash. And the poor bugger had to come back 3 times because he forgot an extra fitting. Came back because it was leaking a bit. Yeah. Great bloke, though. If karma's a thing, I wish him all the best. And I do anyway. And his daughter, they're awesome people. And I mention that only. And the pipe works, by the way. The fix works. It doesn't look too shit. Yeah. I mention that only because they're both Kiwis. So we were talking about residency and things like that. So I understand why they come here. Although he couldn't get a pension, or she couldn't get a pension because they're not citizens, but I think I sent him an info. They'd have updated something this year where they can now get residency, because once you're a resident, you can then get a pension. Anyway, I love the Kiwis. The choice, bro. Hey, Craig, it's pretty stunk, mate. Pretty stunk. Craig's married to a Kiwi. Haven't seen Cheryl, speaking of Kiwis, join the chat. Cheryl, if you watched the replay, g'day. I watched your video this morning. Cheryl's from New Zealand. and I could pick it a million miles away. The Auckland area, it's got that accent. And yes, I'm afraid there was a steep climb you did. I'm wondering if I could have done it even 20 years ago. No, probably. Yeah, I could have. I did. T-Rox is gone, I assume. The one T-Rox and Rob Walkabout with Rob did down the coast. I have done that walk many years ago. Well, at least 20 years ago. Yeah, it's an exhausting walk. I ain't going to do it now, though. You're kidding. I'll probably drop dead. Yeah, well. Okay, folks. Well, whoever's still here, there's 3 here. I don't know if you went, Craig. Oh, shit. Don't move your mouse there. Craig, you still here? You must. Or did you subtly disappear? Because it's, I've got a microphone icon here. Google Chrome is using your microphone. Oh, you are? Oh, okay, good. I didn't want to go without giving you a wave. There you go, a little wave. And for the princess is a little heart, if those things came up. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not aware of any females watching at the moment, although I do respect your right to identify as a female if you change during this live stream. Okay. No, everyone on here is pretty sane, so that's cool. Yeah, all right. Not to get into open a can of worms, I might as well open a can of tuna instead. I suppose I'll wrap it up because this is an hour and a quarter. That's not bad for a live stream. You don't? What? You don't what? Sorry, I've lost the train of thought. You don't what? Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't identify as a female. Well, I don't know. You could get some benefits out of it, maybe. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a female. But then I suppose women think I'm glad I'm not a male. I suppose if a cat could converse in real time, they'd probably go, glad I'm not a human. Same as I go, yeah, I'm pretty well glad I'm not a cat. I suppose, yeah, if you like attention, you'd get along. But there are downsides. I don't want to. I know, and I could have, and I know a mate of mine did eat a rat in Vietnam, but not because he had to. It was just what the family he was staying with had. And I used to have a T-shirt. I think I've mentioned it. Don't know where it is. I used to wear it to work sometimes in the government. Something like deep fried battered rat on a stick. Yeah, whatever. And now I don't identify as much. I just identify as Steve Mack because that's the only thing you can rely on anymore is your name, isn't it? Oh, the Deleca, there you are. Oh, just when I'm about to go. G'day, Gizmo, how you going? I see you've come in via the Deleca channel. You drove in through the side entrance. I have mentioned you in the beginning. You'll have to watch the replay. T-Rox was here just 5 minutes ago. There you go. Well, I don't know. 8 thumbs up. 6 people. I think there were 8 at one point, obviously. Hang on. Can I give myself the thumbs up? No, bugger. Can I switch while I'm doing a live stream? Switch to one of my other 3 channels. They're not big channels. Can I go and give my thumbs up? No. Can I hype my own video? No, I'm not using a phone. That hype is a new thing. Oh, okay. Yep, nothing like working on a Saturday and knocking off it. Yeah, well, it's still early enough to do stuff. It's not even, well, it's 1:21 for those watching in Brisbane, Australia. Well, what I hate is people that go Australia. It bloody gets up my nose. Newsreaders do it all the time. I've noticed for years. Something Australia or Australia, or it's like Australia. Pretend it starts with an O for ostrich. It's not hard. Unless you're a legitimate pommy. Australia. Unless you're a legitimate pommy with a certain accent, Australia. If you're Prince, King Charles, Australia, whatever. I suppose you're the boss, aren't you? By default, you can say it how you want. Yeah. Whether we want to be part of it or not. I think a lot of people got off the royal family over the years. In fact, I know they have. Is what it is. I'm not sure. I remember we had a vote. Oh, I don't know. I was probably still in my late teens. Didn't we have a vote whether we wanted to be a what do you call it? No. Break away from the royal family. What do you call it? Oh, Gizmo's he's parked the Delica and he's come back as Gizmo. Excellent. There's an extra viewer to my video. I hope that, and that's why I've got extra thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, if we wanted to change to having a president, I don't know, it's Saturday and it's getting warm. Yeah, it was overruled. I don't know now if that would go the same way if they voted on it again. When you really think of it, it's like, yeah, I know, plus and minuses. I would hate to think but that's the thing, like even in America and other places, they always go, oh, well, they're like blah, blah, or blah, blah. Yeah, but it's not that way. You have to sign off through Congress. Most things they can't do without putting it through most things, except probably the ultimate dangerous thing, which let's hope nobody does. It's apparently, I saw a video last year, apparently the Queen, now deceased, so now it's the King of England, has the authorities, like, obviously, like the President of America is the Commander-in-Chief, has certain authorities that override things. Well, the Queen, now King, has the authority to basically, I preferred the Queen, not that I was a fan, but I preferred her. The King has the authority to overrule everyone, that I'm going to just fire off some nukes. Apparently it doesn't have to go through Parliament or anything. So I don't like that idea. Anyway. Yeah, that's all right. Watch from the beginning, mate. You can see when I was less sweaty. My hair was no neater. Don't worry, you've missed nothing. I didn't bother tying it back. I think in the new year I'm going to get like a handful of hair cut off, which I've done again recently, but nobody notices, so whatever. Anyway, Gough Whitlam, yeah, he sure did. He sure as hell did. Yeah, shafted. Yeah, because he didn't want to. Have you seen Falcon and the Snowman? One of my favourite films. You should watch it if you haven't. I bloody love it. I've watched it literally hundreds of times since I was a teen. True story about Andrew Dalton Lee and Christopher Boyce. You should watch that because they cover that in part of the story. Yeah. He sure found out the hard way. Don't rub people up the wrong way. Sure did. Yeah. All right, I'll go anyway, folks, because yeah, I know a lot of you got things to do, and I don't know how soon you can watch the replay. Certainly, it won't probably be till tomorrow until you can actually read text. That's the way YouTube is. I kind of understand it. Can you imagine how many people are live streaming all simultaneously, 24/7? And imagine how, this is the thing with AI growing exponentially as it is, as a lot of people know, all those computers, because they are computers, they need more and more and more and more power, more and more and more storage space, and guess what? The prices of electricity are going to go up and up and up and up and up. Actually, T-Rox is gone now, but next time I'm chatting to him over a coffee or something. Yeah, no, that's cool. I don't blame you. I don't know if I'll go for a swim yet. I'll go outside, have a coffee and a smoke, and look at the pool and go, yeah, I might. I'll wrap it up with what I'm saying. Yeah, so the price of electricity obviously will go up. I'll ask T-Rox about NVIDIA because they're the big name. And through his work, I recently bought this much better video card for my editing. It's much faster. It's not lightning fast, but it's much better. and it's an NVIDIA. Apparently there is AI on the chip. Same as my TV apparently is AI driven in part. So that's going to need a lot more electricity. NVIDIA share prices have skyrocketed, so I assume, naturally, the price of NVIDIA products, which have been around forever. I used to sell them when I had my computer business. Yeah, it is the way it is. Here's something. I'm going to wrap it up with this, guys. Okay, two things I did in video yesterday. One, we called in at somewhere and checked out their ducks. I thought, well, should I whip out my phone? I had it on me. I had to trek down the hill, big property. The 5 ducks in a pond, plastic pond, but they were boring ducks. They were just like not really doing anything. So going, I could do a short, YouTube short. And then the lady went in and the ducks moved and went, oh, well, there goes that. Here's the other thing, and I was thinking last night, I got really pissed off about it. We called into Coles before we came home to grab a couple of basic shopping things. Oh, do you? Get one of these. Gizmo. They're cheap. I'm probably going to get a portable hard drive. I literally have 3 of them sitting on my desk, and I back everything up, which is why it saves you so much time if I'm doing what I call a proper video, and where I want to use some old B-roll footage. It's all there. Back it up. They're probably $50, certainly under 100. For, I don't know, 5 terabytes, probably 10 terabytes. Do it, mate. Best investment ever. And what started me on that thing is when we first went to New Zealand and my crappy, poor quality digital camera, SD card shit itself, lost a whole lot of pictures. Definitely do that. Yeah. So the point yesterday, called into Coles, grabbed a couple of basic things. Okay, cool. I don't know if they all have it at the end of one aisle. They have like I'll call it bargain bin. Where's my bargain bin? Laser. And I just say, okay, cruise past it. And I should have taken a photo and probably did a short. Went, you are bloody kidding me. The Christmas bonbons, people sit around and you pull the crackers and you get a paper hat, and inside is always the worst joke ever. And they're paper, right? Thin paper, tubed like a dunny roll, empty in the middle, a string, a piece of pull cord with joined together. When you pull them, I guess it's not cordite, but it goes bang. Guess how much they were? Take a guess. Anyone? There was 5 in this packet. Yeah, they're pretty fancy looking, but 5. They're pretty long, say a foot long, say 30 centimeters. 5 in a box. Yeah, because they're worst jokes. They probably pay someone to write the worst jokes. Guess how much 5 crackers were in a box? I'm going to wait until somebody, it looks like only you and me, Gizmo, over here. Someone jump in. Have a guess. From Coles, if you're watching the replay from overseas, or you still, Coles is a supermarket like Woolworths, Aldi. No? $25, mate. $25 for 5 bonbons, whatever you call them. I went, you are kidding. I should have done a video. Yeah, $25, $5 each for a paper hat. That as soon as lunch finished, you tear it off because it's made your head itchy and everything. I mean, this is bloody crazy. I get told all the time by ladies, oh, you carry on so much about being ripped off. I said, because we are. Saw a good video the other day. A few terms I hadn't heard. It's like the scams of prices. And now because I was, see if I don't stuff up here, because I was super smart before and went and looked in history without, I say smart because I was able to not disconnect myself. What's his name? Sometimes my memory isn't that good with, I've watched him for years, not every episode. It's coming to me as I scroll. Cold Fusion. Yeah. And I didn't even find it. I just remember Cold Fusion does a good video. His latest video about that. Yeah. Yeah. We'll go into business together, as a side issue. Making cheap bloody thing. We can write crap jokes. We know enough people who can source. Yeah. Yeah. What a scam. What a bloody scam. Anyway, all I can say is I'm being careful because maybe I don't want to offend anyone, but how do you summarize that? If you pay $25 for 5 Christmas bonbons, or whatever they're called in whatever country, you're nuts. You're crazy. You're stupid. Or you have too much money, or a wanker that wants to impress your guests. Like, you're crazy. That's for 20. If you had a big, reason, moderate-sized Christmas family, you have 20 people there, and you spend $100 on those things. Like, yeah, it's crazy. All right. Anyway, I'll wrap it up. It's a fairly long live stream for me, I guess. But thanks to everyone that joined. I'm glad you've made it, Gizmo. I didn't think you'd be able to, but I appreciate it. And Jadalika. So 2 views for the price of 1. Pity it wasn't in our vlog, our collab vlog. Yeah, but another time. But yeah, I put a bit of a clip in. That was fun, mate. It genuinely was. I think a lot of people enjoyed watching it. One of my, as I've said, if I had to do one type of video, it'd be that type of thing, a collab, or just what the bulk of what I've done. My most favorite thing is just getting out spontaneously, a little bit like the live streams. I can talk the leg off a chair if I have to. Oh, the chair collapsed because I spoke too much. But yeah, it's because it's easy for me. Some people can't. And you get used to it if you're starting off YouTube new and not in your 19 and a half year of YouTube like me. Yeah, it's easy. Well, thank you. Hello. Someone else arrived as I was going. Dalachi. Okay. I like your emoticon. See? And people say they don't believe in Bigfoots and Yowies. I don't know why they don't. There's proof right there on the, if I'm seeing that right, blinded by the light of the ring. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's okay. Look, I know some people don't sign in. You can watch and not be able to comment. That's okay, I get that. The worst part, I've mentioned this in the past at some stage. I think that some people aren't aware. And when you say, please subscribe to my channel, they think, no, I'm not going to pay money. No, I think they're thinking like, Netflix or whatever, Amazon, whatever, subscribe, you pay money. No, YouTube is free to subscribe to. One of the few things that is free, let's face it, probably the only thing that's free. That if they could tax the air outside and inside, they tried to tax, and they'll probably try again, rainwater tanks. If you can't put a meter on it, they don't know about it. Refer to Tesla and the free energy thing. The whole, if you can't put a meter on it, you can't have it. Yeah. No, that's cool. I appreciate anyone that's here now, has come and gone, and also those of you that are watching the replay at some stage. G'day to you. A few more videos to squeeze in before the end of the year. Not many, just a couple. One that I'll try and get in. If I can't, I'll make it next year early. Okay. No, well, excellent. Well, we'll have to meet up then, because I've always wanted to interview a Yowie. I seriously have. I've got the mic already here. Oh, let's use the Tascam. I was using it the other day. Well, go. I'll meet you there in half an hour. What side of town? I'm on the west side. If no one has ever worked that out. Okay. David the Dalek? Well, then I must warn you, be very careful he doesn't exterminate you, because he's known for that. South side. I've lived pretty well all sides of Brisbane in my life. Lived here all of my life, my whole 21 years, and except for nearly 1 year in Canberra, almost 30 years ago probably. I did love Canberra at the time. It was shit when I went back 20 years ago. Took Letty at the time for a look, and luckily I went back during drought season, so everything looked like crap. But yeah, I loved it at the time. Came back to Brisbane after I broke up with my then girlfriend. After she behaved badly, and came back because my mum was still here, still alive at the time. My mates were here and things like that. There are other places I could live and wouldn't mind living, but probably as I'm getting older, I just couldn't be stuffed. If it's up to me, and it may not be, probably just happy to keep living here. I've been here 25 years in this house. So, yeah. Well, on that note, thank you for joining in. Please do feel free to comment more, because it's good to know people. It's like, I think of YouTube like a community. It's not a huge community when you're, what am I now, 27,000 subscribers or something? I don't know. Not a huge channel. But the few core people, if you haven't seen it, go back to a few videos ago on my 19 years on YouTube one. I kind of summarised the things I like about YouTube and things. Yeah, so no point me repeating that. A few more videos to go that I'll try and squeeze in before my outtakes video, where I'm hoping you guys will stay subscribed, because I swear in it a little bit. This is what I do off camera when things go wrong. It's not as much swearing as other years, I don't think. Anyway, well, watch out, Gizmo, don't get exterminated by Davo. Davo's awesome. He can really take a joke. Yeah, I don't know if T-Rock still wants to do the you and me and him smashing rocks or whatever the hell we do. Maybe a Macrovat video we spoke about next year, probably now at this rate. But yeah, we'll do something. Oh, do you? Oh, good. Oh, you love it. I'll try and shuffle them around. I stuck together on my editing suite. I just my collection the other day, and I watched them last night. Yeah, okay, I might just shuffle a few around, but I don't know. Yeah. All right. Wave, and thumb to you too, Gizmo, my man. And yeah, so Deloki, are you a boy or a girl YouTube watcher? I need to know that because I don't know. Is that your surname? Not that it matters to me. Actually, through slight engineering and luck, my average amount of female viewers has come up to 20, sometimes a bit over 20%. It used to be down to like 5%. And I thought that's not right, because females like this stuff too. So I'm glad to have a mix. But anyway, it is what it is. All right. Well, that's a long one. And there's oh, okay. Delaci or Deloki? Delaci. It sounds a bit Italian to me. Anyway, well, good. Okay, I'll feel quite more comfortable than interviewing a male Yowie with brown fur. Cool. All right. What else was I going to say? Yeah, as it is in a little clip. It's a fresh clip, actually, that I just added to my outtakes collection to come in not many weeks now. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a piss, so I'll go and do that. Oh, Lachlan, okay. You can say you're Italian. Hey? Yeah, what's the matter with you, eh? All right, we'll see you, everyone. Sorry to hold you up if you're going all gone. Craig, you're still there. See you, mate. I need a report from you, you know what I'm saying. I'm waiting for your report. You're not working this swing. I need reports. All right. Well, cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching, especially also to people that watch the replay or came in late and go back to watch the beginning. It'll take a while to be able to read the chat. So it worked. It didn't break. Last live stream of the year. I can't squeeze another one in, really. I don't do that many. Maybe next year I'll do some more. Let me know in the comments under this video, would you like to see more live streams next year? Maybe one a month or every other month. Don't know. I need feedback. Feedback to know. I give you all a love heart, but as in, love you guys. Thanks for supporting my channel. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. 1 hour 40. Not bad. Not bad for me. And, yeah. Thanks for supporting my channel. Those of you that have subscribed. And I'll bang on one final time. If you've subscribed, please double check that you've also clicked the all notifications bell. Because YouTube definitely has, and I found this over a year ago. Some channels I subscribed to years ago. And they'll pop up and go, oh, haven't seen them for a while. Unsubscribed. So you need to click that. YouTube deletes things all the time. They change things all the damn time. That's why a lot of my videos, and not just mine, they just tank. Because the AI, the more it goes on, goes, well, his audience wouldn't want to see this, so I won't even show them. My subscribers, the latest analytics I looked, is less than 1% even get told Steve's got a new video out. And of that, it was only like 300 to 500 people were actually sent that video. So they don't even show everyone that subscribed. So please do that. Check the all notifications bell. I need a hair styling, don't I? Not just a cut. My days of wearing what it looked like are obviously quite behind me. Yeah. Subscribe. Click the buy me a coffee link. And yeah, let's get a facelift for 2026. How much, what do they call it? Yeah, how much spac filler can they put in the cracks that are forming every year? All right, see you guys. Have a good weekend. Because here it is only still Saturday, nearly 1:45 in the afternoon, 1:44 in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I'll sign off, give you all a thumbs up. And no doubt, when it's processed, I'll put some, you need to be dyslexic to do this. Well, no wonder T-Rox has trouble with Peter the Pointer. Down in those squares there somewhere, I'll probably put suggested videos or whatever. Check them out. Hit the subscribe thing wherever I put that, here, there, up there, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I've got another 1 or 2 videos, or at least another one to come out, and yeah, before the end of the year outtakes. So look forward to that one as well. And the next one's going to be a long video, so yeah, grab a coffee or a beer if you're interested to see how I fix my car, because I'm still getting over the trauma of realizing I actually have. All right, cheers everyone. See you, Craig. See you everyone that's there. And one more wavy, and I'll end the stream, and have a good week as well. And yeah, okay, I should say this. Have a nice Christmas. Whatever you're doing, whether you believe in Christmas or not, just have a nice end of year. Let's have a nice peaceful go into the new year. We'll have to get used to saying 2026 then, which will take about 9 months to get used to, and then we'll change again. And hopefully we're all still around. And as usual, let's all hope for a better year. We say it every year. Let's hope the world gets better. Let's hope all the crap stops. Sorry, I don't mean to be negative, but I don't see the world getting better. I just have been for years seeing it go down and down and down. We can hope, can't we? Hope doesn't cost a thing. All right. Cheers. And yeah, I'll see you before the end of the year, unless you're really slow at watching this replay. All right. Take it easy. And catch you later.